apologize to you all if it's been waiting for me to do this. Been busy with other things, trying to do some hunting and get a deer in the freezer here in the late season, and got some other projects going on. Matter of fact, I'm working on putting some tin up on the inside ceiling of my garage to try and keep it warm in here in the wintertime. Wood stove's not very effective when all that heat goes through the ceiling. But anyway, real quick, this call that I make is my brass squealer, and it's that's a 30-06 casing for the call body, and there's a reed in there and a stainless steel sleeve. And first thing I'd like to say is, I don't know if you can see inside that or not, but you might be able to see that reed in there, and the other end is just open. Don't go to digging around in there with anything, because you'll mess that reed up. Don't try to tune it. It is what it is, and just be careful with that reed. Know that it's in there, and try not to get anything jammed inside it. I've got them recessed down in there to where it's flush on top, and there's nothing that's gonna tear that up if you're, you don't abuse it, run over it with a car or something. But anyway, I'm gonna demonstrate this for you real quick and how I use it. I'm not gonna get into a bunch of calls, and I'm trying to keep this video short. It's just a real quick how to use my call. And basically it sounds like this. You're going to blow into the end with the head stamp on it where the reed is, and I kind of hold the call like this in between those two fingers like that, and you can cup the other hand around it, or you can just use it like this. But that's how you hold it, with the open end exposed. That's where your sound comes out, and then you can use your hand as a baffle to change the tone, or get more volume, less volume. If you want it quiet, kind of cup your hand a little tighter around it, and keep it close to your chest. That'll change the tone. But if you don't baffle that at all and just start blowing on it, this thing will reach out there good long ways. It's loud for a small call, and this is why I like it. You stick one in the pocket of your bibs and off you go. And the only other thing that I need to carry is my howler, and sometimes I'll start off with a couple of challenge barks and yips and howls. And like I said, I don't want to get into a lot of different calls, but that's kind of how I would use it. A lot of times, maybe try to locate a coyote, get them to answer me. I know they're there, and then you can use this squealer to draw them in closer for a shot. It's also good if you're just out hunting something else, bow hunting for deer or whatever, and you drop this in your pocket before you leave the house, and you get out there and you're sitting in your tree stand and you see a coyote cutting across an open field 300 yards away. Grab your squealer out and give him a couple hits on that. See if he'll listen to you. A lot of times they'll stop and they'll look your way and let you know that they heard you, and then you can kind of coax them in from there, and it's really good for that. So anyway, here's how it goes. Okay, there toward the end, you heard me kind of speed up the tempo a little bit. You have to imagine a coyote has got this small, furry, warm-blooded creature down on the ground, and he's killing it, okay? And this thing is really getting frantic, so you want to put some urgency, some frantic, cadence into your calls. But remember, this is a small critter that has small lungs, and your calls aren't going to be real long and drawn out like a... They're not going to do that. A rabbit, I don't know if you've ever heard one or not, or seen it on TV, or watched any predator hunting shows on TV, but a rabbit has really small lungs. It's just a small animal, and it's only going to be capable of giving it this. that's what that coyote's heard ever since he was big enough to follow his mama around hunting for food. And when they hear that, that's a dinner bell ringing. Ding, 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 dinner time. And that's why they come to it. So there you go. That's how that works. You play with it, and you'll come up with your own, ways of using it and what works for you. And sometimes I'll start off with a howl or two or a couple of yips and give it about 5 minutes, and then start in with a rabbit squealer. And when you're using the squealer, only give it about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and then put it away and just sit there and watch for a good 5-10 minutes before you start in with it again, because you may get one coming in right off that first sequence. So give them time to come in and keep your eyes open. If a bobcat comes in, you'll likely never see it coming in. It'll just show up. They're so sneaky and so quiet, and they don't come charging in like a coyote. Same way with a fox, a gray fox. They'll sneak in on you, and you may be sitting there calling, and you got to be still, and you may just happen to look over to your left, and there's a bobcat sitting on a log 30-40 yards away from you watching. And that's how they do. They'll sneak in and watch what's going on. If they see something smaller than them that they think they can take that rabbit away from, then they'll come in and try to do that, but rarely ever do they ever come charging in. And a coyote, I've had them almost absolutely run me over. Maybe that first minute and a half, and no more than get the call put back in my pocket, and boom, there's a coyote right in my face. And it can happen just that quick, and that's why I do it. I love it. That's exciting. But here's my howl. I just wanted to hit this a couple times for you. And this is what I call a challenge howl. Some other guys may have their own version of it, but this is what works for me. And that's about that. Just about that long. And then you sit and you wait and you watch and you listen. And I've had them come up really close, within 40-50 yards of me, and never did come out in the open where I could get a shot, but they were so close I could hear them walking circles around me. And then I think they they eventually pick up your scent, and then they're gone. So, but it's a lot of fun. You got to get out and try it. If you've never done it, I highly recommend it. You'll enjoy it.